am Dawn from Just Doing My Best. I am so glad that you're here today. Today, we're going to create a better under eye concealer application. It may be your best under eye concealer application. I've got several tips for you. If you only used 2 or 3 of these tips, I'm telling you, you will see amazing results. You will love the way your concealer goes on. You'll love the way it stays on. You'll love the way it looks. And I'm going to walk you through everything step by step. Again, I'm so glad that you're here. I'm here every week with a brand new video for women over 40 and women over 50 who just want to look and feel our very best. Today, we're going to create a better under eye concealer application. So let's jump right in. Step 1 is moisturize. Make sure that you have all of your moisturizers in place, your serum, whatever you're going to use. Now, I usually apply a thinner layer of my skincare when I'm going to apply makeup, much thinner than I would before I'm going to go to bed. I want everything in place. I want to take care of my skin, but there is a fine line between too much moisture, which means that all of your makeup and everything could separate, or too dry, and then it can just cake up and it can crack and look awful. So make sure that you're moisturized, but my recommendation is go a little bit lighter than you normally would. Over moisturizer, but under foundation, I always use a primer. If you're not using a primer, I really believe you're missing the boat. I have made a video about primer. I've made several, but I'm gonna link the one that I made about primer and foundation. I'm gonna link that here. I absolutely recommend that you use a primer. And rather than using a face primer and an eye primer, I just use my face primer all over. Love this so much, and it just really gives your makeup something to grip to. So after moisturizing and serums, I go ahead and I use my primer all over my face. Okay, this is a big, important step. I applied my foundation all over my face except for around my eyes. I find that the older I get, I need fewer products around my eyes. So I moisturized and I applied my primer to give my makeup something to stick to, but I stopped my foundation right here. So I do not have foundation around my eyes. That step is huge. Remember I said there is a fine line between moisturizing and not moisturizing enough. You want to make sure that the under eye area is plump, but not too moist, not too wet. So now I'm just going to take a piece of toilet paper and I'm going to put it underneath my eye on both sides and just tap that just to make sure that I don't have too much moisture before I apply concealer. I will link my favorite concealer down in the description below this video. Hands down, favorite concealer ever. And I like to apply it with a brush, and I'm gonna let you in on a huge secret. When you watch a lot of makeup videos, whether you're watching them on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or wherever, you'll see people apply it like this. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I used to do it that way until I learned this trick. Genius. I'm telling you, this, if you do nothing else, if you do this, you will notice a huge difference. Apply this either on the back of your hand or on the side of your hand, whichever, okay? Instead of directly on your face. And then just pick it up a little bit at a time. And I'm going to tell you what else I'm going to do. I'm tapping it on, okay? And then I'm going to do this. I'm going to get just a little bit more, and I'm going to slightly pull up. I just learned this just recently, and I am telling you, between putting it on the back of your hand Instead of applying the concealer straight to your face and pulling on this a little bit when you apply it, this is game changing. The next step that is also game changing, the same brush I used for my concealer, I'm going to dip into my setting powder and I'm going to set this before it dries, before it gets too late. Again, I'm going to pull it just a little bit and set that all the way around my eye. I want to give you a couple of little bonus tips. First one is you might see the younger girls painting on their concealer. I don't know about you, but I have more fine lines and wrinkles, and I need to place the concealer where I need it the most. And if I have fine lines and wrinkles and I'm just painting it, I'm just covering the surface. So by stippling it on or tapping it in and giving it a little bit of a pull, I'm getting it in where I need it to be. Also, did you see, because I don't have foundation all around my eyes, I did apply concealer up here because I need to lighten that area. I need to brighten that area. So I did apply concealer all over, and that helps to kind of brighten that area because, again, I don't have foundation up there. Here is another just extra little bonus tip. May be hard to tell, but the bulk of the concealer that I applied is on the inner corner, and then I have where it's kind of recessing a little bit right here. The rest is just blending. So most of it is right on that inner corner and then a little bit right here where it's recessing. The rest is just blending. If you will pay attention to your skin, this might be the case for you. It may not, but it may be the case for you. For me, I'm not as dark down here as much as I am on the inner corners. And if I can brighten that up, it instantly looks like I got a few extra hours of sleep. So for me, the concentration of my concealer is on the inside corner and a little bit right here. The rest is just blending. I hope that helps. When I applied the under eye concealer and I set it right away with my setting powder, I love that tip so much that even though I use a different concealer around my nose, around my mouth, and that little age spot, I set that right away with setting powder too before I set the rest of my foundations. Now, I'm not going to mess with the under eye area at all. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, and then I'll be back with my last tip. Last step, setting spray. I love a great setting spray. My two favorite setting sprays, both under $10. I will leave them in the description below this video. And I apply setting spray before mascara. So everything is on my face. I apply setting spray, I let it dry, and then I apply mascara. So let me do that, and I'll come back with some of my final thoughts. Okay, I would love to know what your favorite tip was. Just remember to moisturize, get all of your skincare in before you apply makeup, but not too heavy. That's why we took that tissue and just kind of tapped it just to make sure it wasn't too moist. And then I'm telling you, game changing is putting the concealer on your hand and only taking what you need and applying it where you need it just by tapping it on with the brush. That is a game changer. And then just pulling it ever so slightly to make sure that you get the correct placement. Game changing. And then set it while it's still damp, and don't forget your setting spray. That is huge. I would love to know what your favorite tip is, but I want to leave you with a final thought. My skin is not perfect. I have had no Botox, no fillers, no shots, no injections, nothing. So I am not going to get a perfectly smooth concealer application. I'm not. I can get a much better concealer application. I can get a terrific concealer application for my age. I can get it to last so much longer, apply better, go on better, look better, stay on better for my age. But I'm not 17 anymore. It is not going to be perfectly smooth. And I want to let you in on a little secret. Later on in the day, with clean hands, occasionally, I just tap this just to kind of make sure that it's smooth again. But I'm telling you, do all of those. Even if you only did 2 or 3 of those tips, you will be amazed at how much better your concealer looks at the end of the day. I hope all that was helpful. If it was, definitely subscribe, like this video, share it with your friends, and come over and find me on Facebook or Instagram at Just Doing My Best. I can't wait to see you next time. Go out today and be blessed and do your best.